Here we are going to see the box what was there in between. The rich harvest and empty coffers. The following of the contemporary writers account of the financial bankruptcy of the empire. What happened in the time of the Mughal emperor, and one of the writer wrote about that time. It was the great lords are helpless and impoverished. Their peasants raise 2 crops a year, but their lords see nothing, or either or their agents on the spot are virtual prisoners in the peasant's hands, like the peasants kept in his creditor's house until he can pay his debt. So the landlords or the zamindars, what they was doing, they was collecting from the peasants, and if the peasants are not giving, what they will do, they will keep that peasant as a slave in his house itself when he or his family is paying the full amount up to that time. But it was not reaching to the king's house or emperor's house, like that he is saying. Rest of the things you can read how they collapse and other things. Then Nadir Shah attacks Delhi. The devastation of Delhi after Nadir Shah invasion was described by contemporary observer. One described the wealth looted from the Mughal treasury as follows: 60 lakhs of rupees and some thousand gold coins, nearly 1 crore worth of gold wares, nearly 50 crores worth of jewels, most of them unrevealed in the vault, and the above included the peacock throne, the special throne made for the Mughal emperor, that also taken by Nadir Shah, like that the one of the observers said. Another one said, another account describes the invasion impact upon Delhi. Who had been masters were now in the dire straits, and those who had been reverent couldn't even their thirst. Those who was the masters in a different, means wealthier that much, and they now they can't get enough water to fulfill their thirst. That much they become the helpless as well as the financially utter poor. Then rest of the things you can read it what happened. So the what we are seeing, this Nadir Shah, when he came and he taken things, that is not was what all the excess was there. No, he tried to make the country or the plunder maximum things, what all things he can take from the country. So the surely if the 1 or 2 times the kings are facing like this problem, surely they will become financially very critical stage. Then we are moving to next one, emergence of new states. With the decline in the authority of the Mughal emperors, the governors of the large provinces and Subadars and the great Zamindars consolidate their authority in different parts of the subcontinent. So when the nobles or the Zamindars or the governors, they understood that the Mughal emperor's power, it is becoming less. What they done, they tried to gather the support of the local people. They started to think about making their own separate kingdom or separate area under them. Through the 18th century, the Mughal emperor gradually fragmented into a number of independent regional states. Broadly speaking, the states of the 18th century can be divided into 3 overlapping groups. First group, it is states that were old Mughal provinces like Awadh, Bengal, Hyderabad. That was Mughal emperor was divided into 3 major provinces. That first one it was Awadh, second one it is Bengal, and third one it was Hyderabad. So again you want to study in Indian history time these places name. So keep in your mind Awadh, Bengal and Hyderabad. Although extremely powerful and quite independent, the old Mughal provinces, they was almost independent, like that they was ruling, because they got the power of governor almost like the what we can say emperor. Then The rulers of these states did not break their formal tie with the Mughal emperor, even though they become independent in the form of independency. Then also they never break the relation with the Mughal emperor. They are having the contact with Mughal emperor, but they almost in 90%, 95% they was independent. Second group, states that had enjoyed considerable independence under the Mughals as Watan Jagirs. These include several Rajput principalities. So, some of the countries later they added with Mughal kings, and not all the days then also they also started to enjoy the independence. What they done, they also thought about making their own independent state, and that is especially in the Rajasthan area, Punjab area, like that we can see. Then last one, the last group includes states under the control of Maratha, Sikh and like Jats. These were differing size and had seized their independence from the Mughals apart from the long drawn armed struggle. The kings, they was tried to expand their country or kingdom. What will happen? The people want to work for the king. They will select the people as army, then they want to work. So that people, the Sikh people or the Jats, they was not ready to do like that. So what they thought, they want to get freedom from Mughal emperor like that. So we can make into three different groups. One, all the Mughal provinces, they become almost independent, but they never tried to break up the relation with Mughal kings. Then second one, they was got almost independence from like the olden parts like that, but they in way we can say like that, they try to get their independence by using their power, physical power of that particular area. Then third group, they was not ready to obey the Mughal kings. They thought like that, they want to get a total independence from, not partially 90% or 95%, they want to get 100% of the freedom like that. So we have seen three groups of the states which are having the mentality to get independent or want to make their own state in different way. So we discussed how the Mughal emperor, they started to decline, what are the reasons for that. Then we thought about the emergence of the new states today. So read all pages with including map. You want to read it carefully and make how many questions you want? Okay, make 10 objective type questions by one. How many questions? Objective type question. Then you want to make one A4 size paper into 4 pieces, and you want to write in first piece what I have learned today. What is your homework today? What I have learned today. Then second sheet, you want to write what I never understood. Means when we are reading the lesson, after listening the video, which one you can't understand or which part you are having doubt, your doubts. Okay, you want to write two. Okay, you write in notebook itself. First one, what you learned today. Second one, what are my doubts when I read the portion, maybe in map or in the explanation or in the when you read some of the dates or names like that. Any doubt if you are having, you want to write it and you want to send to me its snapshot. Okay, I will send that one in this. We will check it and we will discuss in next class. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.